You're watching the Coaches Roundtable on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Welcome to Coaches Roundtable. I'm Ed Codi. To my right, the Swami George Abraham. To my left, the Tiger Albert Campman. Guys, we're headed into the final third of the season here for high school football. Playoffs are going to be starting on football, volleyball, field hockey, soccer.
It's time of year.
Everything, golf, tennis, as you'll see, everything's underway. Just how fast it has gone by.
The older we get,
I guess so.
Don't forget that.
Let's go right to high school football. Top rushers, Nathan Hyde of Slippery Rock High School, 180 yards and 3 touchdowns. Hunter Nolf of Riverside, 159. You'll see Nolf this Friday. We'll be there to do the game between Riverside and Wood City. You'll get it on tape delay. Josh Anderson of Hampton, 140. Teddy Ruffner of Mars, 129.
that's a weak game for Teddy.
Yes, they played North Hills. It was a big 14-7 win for them. Ricky Hunter of Freeport, 122, and he's been invited to an all-star game. David Duffalo, Slippery Rock High School, 119. Tyler Powell of Elwood City, 111. Garrett Schaffhauser of Freeport, 110. And Vito Pelosi of Slippery Rock High School, 101. He had 197 total yards, so the Rockets with 3 rushers over 100 yards.
That was a big. That was a big win for them too. Wasn't it, George?
They beat
big
the dog
win.
out of them. Now they go to Hickory this week. Another big game.
Big game up at Hickory.
I think you can get him.
Oh, I do too.
I think you can get him.
Hickory's bringing back that state championship team. There'll be a little bit of mojo
What is
there.
Hickory? 6-1 or 7-0?
No,
they lost two.
They lost one.
They've lost 2 now, for sure.
Yeah,
Did they lose to Sharon?
They lost. They beat Sharon.
They beat Sharon.
Sharon. And then they beat Grove City.
And they play Wilmington last game of the year, so you can have one more.
Passers, Ben Hughes of Riverside. We're going to see him. He's had a terrific season, 206. Gabe Lawson of Seneca Valley, 204. Zach Rocco of North Catholic, 167. Carlin Bender of Wilmington, 148. Garrett Schaffhauser of Freeport, 110. I gave him 220 total yards for the game and 5 touchdowns. Jason Brickner of Beaver Falls, 103. Receivers, Nathan Shiro of Riverside, 7 for 107 yards. Jason McConaughey of Wilmington, 4 for 78. And Brendan Earl, Slippery Rock High School, 2 for 66. In tennis, Ellie Bauer and Libby Conlon of Knock won the WPIAL Class AA Doubles Championship. The Knock tennis team won its 4th straight section title. And in boys golf, Seneca Valley and Pine Richland will share the Section 3 AAA championship. Walker Ellison of Slippery Rock High School shot a 73. And in girls golf, North Allegheny's Isabella Walter shot a 76 to win the WPIAL AAA title. Butler's Paige Scott finished 5th. BC3 golfer Carmen Oliva shot a 156 to win her 2nd straight WPCC title. And in boys soccer, Nate Rondinelli of Karns City, 7 goals. Dakota King of Karns City, 4 goals. Hunter Harden of Freeport, 6. Austin Rocky of Mars had 4. Mars 12-1-1. Isaac Wetzel of Freeport, 3. And Karns City went into their contest against Slippery Rock High School undefeated. They suffered the first loss of the season, 2-0. They stand at 13-1. In girls soccer, Sydney Shemansky, the all-around athlete of Freeport, she had 4 goals. McKenna Martin of Karns City had 3. And in hockey's underway too. Addison Stewart of Freeport had the hat trick. Volleyball, Virginia Recchia, Slippery Rock High School, 39 assists. Maddie Clark of Freeport, 34 assists. Mackenzie Jack of Freeport, 31 service points. Mia Sherman, AC Valley, 21 service points. Tyler Welter of Butler, 20 kills, or Taylor Welter, excuse me. Ava Carney of Butler, 12 kills. Hannah Rowe knocked 12 kills. And after our show today, we are headed to Knock High School to do the volleyball contest between Knock and Mars. Lauren Lampus of Freeport, 12 kills. Isabella Russo of Freeport, 11 kills. Volleyball rankings, according to the Post-Gazette, and 4A, number 1, North Allegheny, 12-0. Number 2, Pine Ridge, 10-1. 3A, Knock in there at 13-0. And in 2A, number 1 is North Catholic. Number 3 is Freeport. And by the way, speaking of volleyball, the University of Pittsburgh women's volleyball team is now ranked number 3 in the country.
Awesome.
And the report is they may have some of the playoffs at the University of
They
Pittsburgh.
draw good crowds, don't they?
Last year.
They had 5,000
They
for
hosted last year.
yeah.
They draw good crowds, don't they?
They had 5,000, their biggest crowd ever at the Peterson Event Center for their contest against Penn State. PG boys soccer, 4A Seneca Valley number 1, 11-1-1, and 3A Mars number 2, 11-1-1, and in 2A North Catholic is number 2, 11-1-1. Girls soccer, 4A number 1 North Allegheny, 10-1-1. Number 3 Seneca Valley, 9-2-1. Remember last year Seneca Valley won both the boys and the girls WPL championship. And in 3A number 1 is Mars, 10-0-1. Our football power rankings in 6A, it's North Allegheny at the top, followed by Central Catholic, Pine Ridge, and Mount Lebanon. Once again, only ranked 4. No one else has a winning record. And I'm gonna just say this, see what you guys think. You only have 9 teams in 6A. Butler lost their 17th straight game to North Allegheny, had a 49-0 lead in the first half. There's some talk Butler's going to drop out of the WPIL. I think those other teams there, Norwin, Hempfield, and Cannon Mac, when do they get tired of getting beat up by North Allegheny, Central Catholic, Pine Ridge, and Mount Lebanon, and Seneca Valley before they depart too and say it's not worth us getting beat up every week, 56-0, 63-7, as Pine did it to Cannon Mac? And so what do you do with you only have 4 or 5 teams left in 6A?
I don't have the answer, but I think it's going to happen. How about that? I think it's going to happen. I never thought I'd see the day, but when you can beat every game like those teams do,
Can be fun.
there's no gain, as George always says, for the team that's
got
killing
better?
them
Who got better?
and the team that's but I don't have the answer what to do.
Who got better, 54-0? Neither team.
Yeah, and it's been going on now for what?
Forever.
Is this the 3rd or 4th year for 6A?
Yeah, I don't know, but 9 teams, that really bothers me. It does. I can't grasp that. My mind cannot grasp
So
it.
the playoffs are just redos.
It's just replay the same
yeah.
teams.
So you just find these 4 or 5 teams, say, let's drop out before our own conference. We'll play one another
There's
twice
4 or
and
5
8 games.
because you're not going to get any games in the middle of the year.
And you can't get any, and
You know
there's
that,
a
don't
problem with scheduling.
You're going to have a week. You're going to have weeks off in the year.
Not right, because I think Albert Gallatin dropped out. They play about 7 games. And they
Their
play a couple
proximity
teams,
to the south is
West
a little
Virginia.
Yeah.
But then you look 6A, then you go to 5A, and they're 26 teams, something like that.
Yeah.
I love 5A all the way down.
But they would get murdered in 5A too.
I just don't understand 6A.
They would get murdered in 5A too. Those.
They would. Those teams
I mean,
would.
They would.
But
Penn Hills, Peters Township,
They would.
Gateway.
They would.
there's
Penn
such
Trafford.
an imbalance. There's such an imbalance.
It might not be as physical, but it'd be every bit as bad.
But
score-
something's going to
The
happen.
scores would be bad, no question. But
Yeah.
I would just like to have
No.
a number in a league that can't be less than 15. Like George said, they're going to play the same
Same games
teams
play
they
them
played.
over.
It's a
You
replay.
only rate 4, but that's going to be the 4 that are in the playoffs.
I wouldn't care if the WPL dropped out of the state playoffs. Go back to your 4
Two hands up for that.
Everyone just-
Two hands up.
In 5A, it's
not happening, no, but it's 2 hands up.
Penn Trafford, Peters Township, upset by Moon, followed by Gateway, Penn Hills, and Bethel Park. In 4A, it's Thomas Jefferson, South Fayette, Belle Vernon, Knock, and Blackhawk. In 3A, Aliquippa, Central Valley, North Catholic, Derry, and Beaver Falls. In 2A, Wilmington 7-0. They defeated Iroquois 65-0, put up nearly 500 yards of offense.
Yeah.
How good are they, George?
They're real good, and they'll be better next year.
They're not great.
It took longer to get.
Not like-
No,
not like-
last year they were great.
Last year,
This year they're very. It's just a competition.
yeah. This is
I
6A.
can't tell you what Iroquois is like.
I mean, this 6A stuff. I mean, what do they need? How much proof do they need? You took away Penn Hills Gateway. You took away North Hills North Howe. For what?
You took away Bethel Park, Mount
Without a
Lebanon,
doubt.
all those
Yes.
games. Washington, everyone in 2A is undefeated. Washington, Freedom, Avonworth, McGuffey, and Burgettstown.
What had Dalton and McGuffey, Al? He's still hanging in there.
Yes.
Been around forever.
Yeah.
And in 1A, it's Jeanette, Stowe Rocks, West Green, Clareton, and Greensburg Central Catholic. Top games this week, Pine Richland at Mount Lebanon. Gateway's going over to Massillon, Ohio. See if they could do better than, I think it was Penn Trafford that went over there.
Yeah, they got beat. They didn't get killed. Yeah, Massillon's not even near. They broke into 3 schools.
Yeah.
They're not near with it. Massillon, at one time, they were everything.
You go out there to
Gateway can beat them.
You go out there to St. Ed's or you go out to play somewhere like that, it's different.
Newcastle at Knock trying to break a 2-game losing streak. Slippery Rock High School at Hickory. And then in 2A, McGuffey at 7-0 at 6-1 Charleroi. But if they can get by Charleroi, they could finish undefeated. And in 1A, it's number 1 Jeanette at number 3 West Green. Jeanette a favorite. Boy, if West Green would pull this one off, that would be a shocker. So you have some good games this week. Let's now go to stories of the week. The NFL or the National Flag League. Baltimore 26, the Steelers 23 in overtime. And we know the scary point in that game was the concussion suffered by Mason Rudolph on a hit by the Ravens safety Earl Thomas. He did get penalized. I don't think they saw there was any evidence of targeting. I didn't see that. I think it's such a difficult thing because you're coming in, the helmet, you're trying to avoid it, and he took a shot, and what I could see, he was knocked unconscious. I don't let the guy play this week. No. I've been there. You don't have the awareness.
No.
And, you know,
this week.
The biggest misconception, guys, when they had the 2 doctors on, you don't have to get hit in the head to have a concussion. It's a whiplash thing where the brain.
He was out.
Yeah.
I swear he was out on the way down and his head hit first.
Yeah, but
that boy shouldn't be anywhere near a football field.
But the brain was already fixed.
Good point.
Oh, you guys are both right.
I think there should be an automatic rule in the NFL. If you have a concussion in a game, regardless of how good you feel on Wednesday, you don't play the next game.
They're almost there.
Isn't that what the protocol
They're almost
is?
there. They're almost there. He's not going to play this week. He's not playing. They'll take that. They'll understand that. And even you know how I felt. I thought he was an average Joe. They got lucky.
Because I think
the next quarterback came in third is better. You understand the Steelers. I was wrong. They're good. I had no idea. San Fran, Baltimore, New England, and Seattle, the 4 teams they lost to.
One loss.
All the games are in every one of those games.
And I agree with you.
I think they're good. I think
except in this. You lose a total by 9 points, but when you start saying if in the NFL, you end the sentence.
I didn't say if.
No, I'm just saying.
I didn't say if.
Well, I'm just saying what people. Well, they lost by 9 points, but that's the NFL. That's the way it is. Now they're 3-10 their last 13 games, but let me say this: 2-7 of those were with Roethlisberger at quarterback. So there are other things going on there. They don't have the running game anymore, and they're not very good against the run.
Yeah, I just think I said 2 weeks ago I didn't think they're any good. I'm wrong.
I think they're an average.
They're
team.
good. I don't.
Average.
I don't. What we say?
8-8. No, 6-10.
I'd say 9-7.
6-10.
Right.
That's how good. No, that's how good I think they are. I saw the 4 best teams they played, and they except for New England, who crushed them. I could be wrong.
I think they're an average team because they can't run, and the good teams run the ball on them.
I just think their defense is so much better.
While we're at it, the kid, he shouldn't have walked off the field. I don't care whether the cart started, didn't start, another cart, another thing. They're afraid to say anything negative about Pittsburgh. When you leave the hospital, you might want to walk out, but they take you out in a wheelchair.
They asked Tomlin about the cart, and he said, I don't drive carts and things of that nature.
He doesn't know. He wouldn't know anything about
I don't know why.
They said there was one on the other side that was fine. They said the guy didn't know how to drive it. Well, bring one in.
They said, right, but then today the medical expert said it was okay for him to walk off the field. I disagree with that.
Have you ever heard anyone say anything bad about the Rooney?
Because how do they know he didn't have a broken bone in his neck?
They didn't know.
It can't happen.
Man, they cut his face mask off right away. You knew.
All right, 23-23 going into overtime, and Tomlin elects to kick off. Why? He said he had no confidence in his kickoff team. His return team was very ineffective, but the whole special teams, they've been bad for years now for the Steelers.
This number 10, they might as well have put a little chair out there. Let that little dude, because he either fair catches when they're 9 miles away, or he gets tackled inside the 15. But he's awful.
But you take the ball.
Well, here's what happened.
Take the ball.
I thought their defense played well.
If you follow Baltimore, we all do. Baltimore wins with their defense, not their offense. I mean, I didn't like the call.
And they win with their special teams.
I would have taken the ball. But you know when Tucker's kicking off, unless you fair catch, you're starting inside the 10. So I wouldn't do what Tomlin did, but I do understand a little bit because if Baltimore kicks off,
You don't
are
return
starting at 10
Tucker's
yards.
kickoffs. He puts them in through the end zone.
It depends if he wants to.
Yeah.
He's that good a kicker. He'll kick the ball real high to the,
He is the best kicker ever.
by
He's
far.
the best kicker.
Yeah, he is.
He's the
But
best.
I don't agree with it. I understand, but it worked out.
I have to tell you.
If it
Yeah, they
didn't
got
work
the ball.
out, no, they win the game. You don't
Okay,
fumble the ball.
And then Juju fumbles
Yeah.
the ball.
Again.
Again. And there's fumbling there between him and
Oh,
Connors
what?
in crucial times of the game. But give Marlon Humphrey credit. He stripped that ball out of him.
He tried twice.
But-
he missed the first time, went for a touchdown. Second time he got it.
And then you knew it was a matter of time with Tucker to kick.
How
the
about that thing
46
was
yards.
outside? I thought he finally missed one. It was
No,
left.
did do a curveball.
Then it
he
just
knew
went-
exactly what he
Oh,
was
he
doing.
did.
And it curved back in.
I was telling Al, he's an opera. You should hear him sing.
He's a great kicker.
He's an opera singer.
I heard that.
Well, here's the game: 22 penalties, 168 yards. I still don't know what roughing the quarterback
Well,
is
it's not
anymore.
that. I know one thing. It was not that play.
No,
That play,
it wasn't
It's the
that.
worst call. I called George. I
Yeah.
just saw the worst call.
Yeah, he had his
I've
arms
seen.
around
It's
his
Eddie,
waist.
We tackled like that for 150 years.
was
You
nothing
tackle
wrong
him
with
here,
it.
slide down the legs, and tackle him. It cost them a game. See, I don't like when it costs somebody a game. It costs them
But
a
they're
game.
forcing
It's third and
these
18,
guys.
wasn't it?
Yes.
Yes, they're forcing these guys
Not yet.
to tackle because you hit up here.
Oh, you can't
it's-
touch
you,
his head.
you run the risk
Don't
of
touch
the
his
helmet
helmet.
touch,
No, don't
and you have a penalty.
That was and I'm so adamant about it. I'll take my glasses on it because George knows he gets tired of hearing me. If I did not bet on games and I didn't play fantasy, I would not watch. You heard me say that. That's
I
how,
can-
every play. There's a yellow flag down.
I said
this is
it-
so
it's the
unbelievable.
national
How many did you
flag
say?
league.
22 penalties.
22 penalties for 168 yards. And then what's annoying after that, those words, the previous plays under review. The previous plays under review.
And it's no fun.
Goes on.
It's
No,
no
it's
fun,
no
Eddie.
fun to
It's no
watch
fun.
anymore.
It's no fun.
Can't be fun there.
And it's
Waiting.
and it's not just a Steeler game.
Yeah.
It's every
It's
game.
all-
You
it's
understand?
all the
It's
NFL
every
game.
game.
No, it's
it's
fine.
just no fun. You think, nice play by the Browns. You're waiting. Yep, there's a flag down. You can't root for your team.
You can't bring a kick
You
back
think it's a
ever.
flag ever?
You
No,
might as
no,
well.
no.
Any
It's fair
defensive
catch.
back, as soon as it's
It's
a
gone.
flag.
That's right. Never.
Hey, these colleges are fair catching all the kickoffs to start 5 yards up.
Think about it, just
'Cause
5
they
yards.
know
There's be a penalty.
there'll be a
Right?
penalty.
Let's go to our NFL power rankings. New England, followed by Green Bay, the Saints, Seattle, and San Francisco with a 31-3 drubbing of the Browns. You know who's struggling? Kansas City. The format's been set by New England. Run the ball on them. Keep that offense off the field.
Colts played brilliantly. Sunday night. Didn't they, Albert? They handled them the whole game.
What they run for 180 yards?
Oh, my.
And Kansas City only ran for like 39 or 40 yards. There's something. Look at Green Bay this year. They're better. They're running the ball more. Rodgers isn't throwing as much. They're much better defensively and against the run. There's something about that. When you start throwing those 40, this is where I think
over 40 or
I
something,
think
they lose.
where the Steelers got away from their physicality, their running game, run defense, is when they started to throw the ball from last year. We had that finished that season 2-6, and they start throwing 45, 48 times a game.
Those teams usually don't
I
win.
think you lose it.
I think it's just that injury to heel. See, I'm big on injuries. That injury to heel changed their whole. He blew down the field. I mean, they throw the ball long to him and open up short passes.
They're
for
getting him
Kelsey.
back, right?
Now everybody's up. Everybody's up on Kansas
They're
City
getting
now,
him back.
and They don't have the speed on
They're
the field.
getting him back.
So they had Watkins and Hill out of the game.
And the Browns are getting the guy that kicked the girl on the hit. She's coming back. So the game's
injuries are
gonna
big.
change for
Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
That comes back the second
eight
half
or
of the
something.
season.
Injuries are
And
gigantic.
Jaden Samuels is out. He had his knee scoped.
Yeah,
He's
he
out
scoped
4 to
today.
6 weeks.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Injuries are. You better be ready to go.
Better have some subs
Hit some
up.
depth. Yes.
Yeah.
Let's go to college football. Slippery Rock University 45, Mercyhurst 14. Quarterback Roland Rivers. It wasn't his best game. Threw for 206, 4 touchdowns and 2 interceptions. A wide receiver Jermaine Wynn Jr. 7 for 82 yards. And Slippery Rock University kicker Jake Chappa. Congratulations. His 9 points make him the school's all-time leading scorer with 324. And the Rock defense held Mercyhurst to 77 total yards. Next up for the Rock,
saw
now
that
number
game.
9
I saw that
in the
game.
country. Did you?
They look good. Their defense, Albert. You always talk about their defense. Best I've seen it.
Now, I didn't see the game like George did, but I'm listening to you talk. If they turn the ball over against IUP like that, and he doesn't have his best game,
He can't throw those picks.
boom. Yeah, they're not playing Mercers. They're playing IUP.
The Rock's number 9.
It's about a bounce
5-0.
hits too. They got to clean
It's
up.
homecoming versus number 16
That's the
IUP.
game of the
5-0.
week. Yeah.
IUP beat a good California team 17-6.
I talked to someone that saw Cal at Edinburgh. They didn't think they were as good as normal.
Okay.
Not to mean they're no good now.
I held them to 2
They've
field
been
goals.
really good. Yeah.
And I'll follow up George on what George said. And that's just a normal my thought process. When teams watch, they only look one side of the ball. They don't look at special teams or defense. When they look at a team, they think if they're not
Offense.
scoring points, they're not any good.
Big misconception.
Slipper Rock is going to score on anybody. I'm telling you, they're high. But can their defense hold up? That's it.
I'm going to go to the game. I'm excited about going.
That's a good
I'm picking
point.
Slip Rock in that one.
They're
Yeah,
going to
I
have
Slip
about
Rock.
15,000 there.
Oh,
It's
really?
a
They're expecting a
reunion.
huge
I love
crowd.
that.
Yeah.
That homecoming game that is.
Oh, but
I was there
think
once.
it's
You
great.
It
might be
was
the
so
oldest
exciting.
guy
We've
there.
done them.
You know that.
We're having a class reunion
Well, there
there.
you
I'm
go.
gonna
Are
be
you?
the
Have a
only
class
one.
reunion too?
Unless Bill Bourne is there. Now, if Bill Bourne is there, you will not be the oldest guy there.
They're bringing us in a wagon. Yeah, with horses.
like it.
Wheelchairs.
Hey, let's go. Grove City 29, CMU 26
Great
in
win.
overtime.
Yeah.
On a 1-yard quarterback run by touchdown run by quarterback Josh S.
Yeah.
He threw for 216. They lost 2 in a row. Wesley Schools couldn't run the ball. Ran for 180.
Yeah.
They won. And wide receiver Cameron Drake, he owns all the receiving
he's-
records up there.
yeah, he's
6 for 148. Next up for Grove City 3-2. They're at Westminster 4-1. The Titans lost their first game of the year, 21-13 to Case Western Reserve.
Case hosts W&J this week.
Well, the Westminster, I think it's the homecoming for Westminster. Usually it's that way. And the quarterback Cole Kanitska, he threw for 267 in a loss, and the receiver Connor Cox, he caught 7 for 172. I look for this to be a high-scoring game. Someone's going to score 40 to win this game.
The top of that league is really, really good. And so you got to play your very best. And Westminster probably must not play their very best. And Carnegie Mellon must, if you don't play your very best, you'll go down in this league. That's how good the league
Yeah,
is.
they beat W&J, then they
Yes.
turn around, come up to Grove City, and get beat.
Pitt 33, Duke 30. Pitt up 26
playing
to 3.
great.
Surrendered 27 unanswered points. Twice they've done this, but come out with wins against UCF and Duke. Quarterback Kenny Pickett, healthy, took him on a 80-yard
big.
march and threw the winning touchdown pass with just 38 seconds left. Pitt now 4-2. Next at Syracuse, October the 18th. That's Friday night, and they got a chance, guys, to win these last 6 and finish 10-2 in a major bowl.
If you had sent me 5 weeks ago, but they were going to Syracuse, I would have wrote it down. Sure loss. I'm not writing down anymore.
No.
That's how good Pitt's playing.
But
Yeah.
Syracuse has their problems defensively.
Yeah, they do.
Their team, they can score 27-28, but they're going to give up maybe 40.
I'm really
to-
I'm
Yeah,
really
Maryland
impressed.
put $1 million on. You know what? I hate to say this, but 10-2 is doable.
I'm really impressed with Pitt.
Boy, would that be something?
I'm
If
very
they, if
impressed
they
with
went
that.
10-2, and the one loss was stinking Penn State on the road, that's a great.
You realize
I'll recant in our
they
division
haven't-
right now. I will recant.
They haven't won 10 in the regular season.
I know.
For 38 years.
I know. I'll be the first guy to say, "Way to go."
And Penn State 35, Purdue 7. Boy, how about you guys didn't say anything about my hot pick 2 weeks ago with Maryland. I took Maryland against 59 to nothing.
Hey, I was
So,
telling
no
you.
more hot picks.
Hey, I was telling you. No
I'm done.
lie. I'm not lying to you. People who I didn't even know watched. They all wanted Georgia over Notre Dame, and they all wanted Maryland against Penn State. I didn't know they watched the game.
Loser.
Yes.
So now, but look out, number 10 Penn State 5-0 at Iowa. Penn State by 4.5. Iowa lost to Michigan, and they said it was a put you to sleep game, 10-3.
Salmonix.
Hey, how about some area players? Speaking of Pitt, Butler grad Jake Cradle, backup guard center, saw considerable action against Duke. And former Prime Richmond quarterback Ben DiNucci led number 2 FCS James Madison to a 45-38 overtime win over number 24 Stony Brook. He passed for 218 and a TD, ran for 80 and a touchdown. And redshirt freshman quarterback Phil Jakovic, Pine Richmond, he threw his first college touchdown pass. He was 5 for 7 for 79 yards and rushed for 42 in Notre Dame's 52-0 win over Bowling Green. He'd been nursing a bruised thigh for the last 3 weeks.
Well, I'm hoping that somebody will see him play, say, wow, is he a really good player? And he ends up someplace else. I know he loves Notre Dame, but I know he's a really good player.
Is Book
and he's
Well, he's a
and
redshirt freshman.
and he's not.
Is
I know
Book
that,
gonna
but
leave?
Book ain't going anywhere.
No, Book has one more year.
That's what I'm saying. So
but
he's going to send
but
next year.
Jacoby has a chance to be a starter for the 2 years after that. He's not leaving.
I know he probably isn't. I would. I'm saying,
Yeah.
unless he wants that Notre Dame education and the Notre Dame. I understand that, but he's such a good player. that
I think he's better now.
You know.
I'm telling you.
I
I think he's better than
He's a
Book.
big. I saw him. He's about almost 230 pounds.
Oh,
Now. He's
no,
big.
he's a stud.
I watched Book against
But-
Georgia.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't go by Bowling Green.
I'm not much for transfer.
No.
I don't like transferring.
I don't think he's.
But I'm saying I know how good he is.
Yeah.
He's probably one of the 3 best players we've seen in this
Outstanding.
area. You know what I'm saying?
In Georgia.
And
in basketball and
I
football.
like to see him in there myself.
Hey, power rankings. I have Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia, LSU, and Florida. As we said before, in college football, it's a playoff the whole way through. Florida defeated Auburn last week, but now they have to go to Baton Rouge
What a
to
leg.
play LSU back-to-back games. Wow. Number 2, Alabama, Texas A&M, Bama by 17. Any chance there?
No.
Oklahoma, Texas,
There's
number
your
6,
game.
number 11.
Now that's
Good
a
game.
neutral. What's the line on that, boys?
11.
11.
And
Oh, that's
number 9, Notre Dame at home with USC.
Those are good games.
Yeah.
I like the
This
games.
might be the best week.
I like the games on this. But you flossed over too quick Iowa, Penn State. I think I was getting Penn State.
Do you?
I think I was getting Penn State.
Penn State has Michigan the next week.
They had them last year. Remember, they lost with, 3 seconds left?
I mean, no one loves
seconds.
playing at Iowa. They somehow slowed that game down to a
Remember
halt.
what they did to Ohio State
To a
a couple
halt.
years ago?
Yes.
You know what's there are 2 teams I'm happy to see winning. Minnesota's 5-0. PJ Fleck in his 3rd year, and Wake Forest 5-0. Dave Clawson's done a really good job down there. How about this about Minnesota? You surprised they run the ball? The left guard 6'5", 370. Wait, the right tackle 6'9", 400.
Yeah, I've watched them play. They have won 3 overtime games. I'm pretty sure. So that's that fine line
Right,
between.
They were
One team-
losing those before.
Hey,
Yes, good
South
point.
Dakota State
Before,
was
yes, good
winning the
point.
whole game.
Yeah, they've won some close games.
That's a good
That
team.
belief system is important.
Yeah.
Hey, quickly, Major League Baseball playoffs. The Yankees sweep Minnesota. Houston up on Tampa Bay 2-1. Charlie Morton 4-0 in the playoffs. What a job he's done, the former Pirate pitcher. And has anyone failed more miserably than Zach Greinke in the playoffs? He just doesn't
Him
come
and Kershaw,
through.
Kershaw and Zach. They both get hit in the playoffs.
Zach has anxiety disorder, and I think the bigger the game, the less likely he is.
And
to produce.
Verlander going with 3 days rest. You agree with that?
I wouldn't.
Well, the
risk
reason why
Cole,
they're doing
'cause they
it
got Cole.
is they have Cole
with a
behind.
day
It.
off.
They didn't have
Right.
Cole behind it.
Yeah.
They went-
They
And
would-
how about the year Cole's had? 20 and 6.
He's gonna be a Cy Young.
He
He's gonna
came
be a
within
Cy
2
Young.
strikeouts of
Eddie.
tying Gibson's record for 17 in the
I called out the
playoffs.
other day. 8th inning, 115th pitch, 99 miles an hour.
Amazing.
And Washington and Dodgers 2-2. Braves and the Cards 2-2.
Good series.
And
Good
let me
series.
let me say something. What we were saying about Cole and Morton. Syracuse, who got fired by the Pirates, was a hands-on pitching coach. But now these guys, they're doing the analytics by their own. And they said when Morton and Cole went to Houston, they said, forget about
Just
it. Here's how you're going to pitch.
Yeah.
You're power pitchers, and that's what you're going to be
Syracuse said it
based
wasn't
on
him.
the analytics.
I heard him the other night say it was not
I
him.
don't think he would.
That
It would be
pitching
stupid
to
to say
contact
that.
stuff.
Yeah, it'd be stupid to say
It
that.
was
right.
above him.
Yeah, it's the people above
Yeah.
him. That's what it is.
Right, that's what
It's
Sirius
in
said.
analytics.
It's hard for him to coach anymore
no
because
one
he was
coaches.
hands-on.
No one coaches.
But the players themselves can go to someone who has no pitching experience.
Yeah, outside
and
of the
bring
realm.
the analytics
That's what
in.
they do. That is what they do.
And that's what's happened. That's what's changed.
It makes me gag. If a guy who rides a bicycle to work is going to
Hey.
tell me how to pitch.
We're dinosaurs. This is what's happening. There's not much to do. Hey, the Pens 1-1, but as we close here, 2 serious injuries to Malkin and Bugstag. They're both going to be out for a considerable amount of time. McCann can take over, but it's hard to replace both of them.
That's true.
That's it for us. We've run out of time. We will see you next week.